The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, November 15, reveal that Kyle Abbott should blow his top over Diane Jenkins Abbott's announcement. Following Diane's claims that she now controls Glissade and is firing Kyle, he'll inevitably turn to Victor Newman for confirmation. Kyle might argue that this can't possibly be true, so maybe Victor will admit it isn't. Perhaps Victor will argue that Diane and Jack Abbott's marriage conflict isn't real either before exposing their scheme. Victor tends to be a few steps ahead in any chess game, so this would be a clever way for him to bust Diane and Jack while admitting he's known the truth all along. It could be a situation where Victor has been manipulating Jack and Diane right back. Whatever the case, Diane and Jack are indeed in cahoots on a plan that's about to get exposed on Friday's Vi and our episode. Even if Victor isn't the one who busts them, Diane and Jack's plot will come to light somehow. Speaking of plots, Jordan and Ian Ward have teamed up on one of their own, so the show will eventually have to offer updates on how this alliance came together. In the meantime, let's talk about Sharon Newman and the tight spot she'll land in. After summoning Nick Newman to the cottage, Sharon will face more questions about how she knew Phyllis Summers crashed. Sharon may be tempted to spill the whole ugly story, including info regarding Heather Stevens and Daniel Romalotti Jr., but will she really make a full confession? Sharon will certainly have to confess something, even if she gives an altered version of events and tries to throw Nick off the trail. Nick will at least want to know how Sharon knew Phyllis was hurt before he ever said her name. It's possible that Sharon will back out of incriminating herself in the end. Sharon might claim she saw someone else cause the crash before rushing home to find her phone for a 911 call. Then again, there's a chance Sharon will spill her guts if she truly can't take it anymore. Either way, Jordan appears to be the one who caused Phyllis' crash instead, based on her comment to Ian. Finally, Victor will celebrate adding Chancellor to the Newman Empire, so he might make a formal wedding reception announcement and continue to pour salt in Billy Abbott's wound. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Jill Abbott's decision will stir up even more trouble, so we'll bring you predictions on the fallout of her bad news. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, November 14, 2024 are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Sharon Newman to get a rude awakening. Nick Newman makes a shocking discovery. Coming up on The Young and the Restless. Plus, Jill Abbott stands her ground with Billy Abbott. Keep reading to find out what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon Newman's rude awakening. Lie and R spoilers for Thursday, November 14 reveal that Sharon will get a rude awakening. Fans watched in Wednesday's episode as Sharon couldn't find her phone. Meanwhile, someone was texting Phyllis Summers from Sharon's phone. It was someone who knew about Phyllis' confrontation with Sharon. Sharon claimed she was ready to confess, and for Phyllis to come to the cabin. As Phyllis sped her way there, Sharon kept distracting her with multiple text messages. Then, both Phyllis and Sharon seemed to be facing a collision. Lie and R spoilers, Phyllis Summers' danger. This collision could be a wake-up call for Sharon. On the other hand, it could also prompt hallucination Cameron Kirsten to come up with a screwy solution. Cameron might urge Sharon to leave an injured Phyllis on the side of the road. Cameron could also suggest that Sharon hold Phyllis hostage. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Nick Newman's discovery. Over with Nick, the Young and the Restless spoilers state he will make a shocking discovery. This could be about Sharon and Slash or Phyllis crashes. At this point, I'm not sure if Phyllis and Sharon crashed into each other, or if they were separate incidents. In any case, Nick will zoom to the hospital if he learns that there's been an accident with either woman. However, it seems that this storyline might go on a bit further. so Nick might realize that Sharon and Phyllis are both missing. Sharon can always cover by claiming she took Nick and Faith Newman's advice about going to Sedona. If Phyllis goes MIA, though, that could prompt some serious concerns. By and are spoilers. Thursday, November 14, 2024. On Thursday, November 14, fans will also see Jill stand her ground with Billy. It is breaking Jill's heart to lose Chancellor and to upset Billy so much. At the same time, Jill has given Billy lots of opportunities to do things the right way. For someone like Billy, this loss could be catastrophic. While Jill thinks she has put out one fire, it could very well start a new one. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Thursday, November 14, 2024? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. The Young and the Restless spoilers for November 14, 2024. Tensions rise and alliances shift. Unraveling the complex web of Genoa City's residents, relationships are as intricate as the business dealings that dominate its skyline. As the sun sets over the opulent estates and bustling offices, new conflicts emerge, old rivalries resurface, and alliances are tested. Tessa and Mariah, a struggle for their daughter's future. Tessa Porter has always been a pillar of strength and determination in her family. However, recent disputes with Mariah Copeland have put her in a precarious position. At the core of their argument is the future of their beloved daughter, Laylee Winters. Tessa, weary of the constant strife and emotional turmoil within the family home, has made a bold decision. She wants to leave Genoa City, seeking a fresh start away from the chaos. Their relationship has never been harmonious, primarily due to the pervasive influence of Sharon Newman. Tessa and Sharon have maintained a palpable distance, a chasm widened by mutual distrust and unresolved grievances. Sharon, who has never considered Tessa a true member of the family, prefers minimal interactions and refuses to engage in meaningful conversations. This lack of communication fuels Tessa's frustration, pushing her closer to departure. The silent adversary. Sharon Newman's role in this familial discord cannot be understated. Known for her cunning and strategic mind, Sharon has a history of manipulating situations to her advantage, often at the expense of others. Tessa's fears are not unfounded. She knows Sharon's dark past and the shadowy mental health struggles that Sharon grapples with. Tessa believes Sharon's instability could jeopardize Laylee's safety. The tension between Tessa and Sharon reaches a boiling point as Tessa vows to protect her daughter from any potential threat. This resolve marks a turning point, signaling that Tessa is prepared to take drastic measures, even confronting Sharon head-on. Billy Abbott, struggling for recognition and purpose. Amidst the familial turmoil, Billy Abbott finds himself in a state of despair. With Jill Abbott's return, Billy feels increasingly marginalized and viewed as a failure by his own mother. Determined to regain control of the family business, Jill sidelines Billy, refusing to assign him meaningful tasks. Her expectations are clear. Billy should remain idle, perhaps in hopes of his complacency. Billy's high self-esteem drives him to seek new opportunities. Frustrated by Jill's lack of support, he takes matters into his own hands and reaches out to Jack Abbott, hoping to secure a position at Jabot Cosmetics. A strategic alliance with Jack Abbott. Jack Abbott, a shrewd and ambitious leader at Jabot Cosmetics, recognizes Billy's potential. Jack's openness to leveraging Billy's skills signifies a pivotal moment, reshaping power dynamics within Genoa City's business community. Their alliance strengthens Jabot and positions Billy to counteract Victor Newman's influence. Victor Newman, the unyielding adversary. Victor Newman's rivalry with Billy is well known, rooted in competition and conflicting ambitions. Ever the mogul, Victor sees Billy's integration into Jabot as both a threat and an opportunity. Supporting Billy's move allows Victor to keep a close watch while cultivating potential leverage. The subtle dance of alliances between Jack, Billy, and Victor adds complexity to Genoa City's intricate web of relationships. Family bonds and personal struggles, Abby and Ashley's emotional journey. While the adults navigate their relationships, the younger generation faces its own challenges. Abby and Ashley Abbott share a poignant moment before Abby's wedding, embracing tightly as they prepare for their journeys. Abby, in her wedding gown, confides in Ashley, expressing her hopes and fears, yearning for a future filled with Devon's love. Ashley, meanwhile, prepares to return to Paris for continued treatment of her neurological condition. Her determination to overcome her illness reflects her resilience, and the sisters' bond provides solace as they face their respective paths. The unraveling of secrets, Tessa's determination, and impending threat. Tessa's departure is not just a physical move, but a symbolic act to protect her daughter. Her knowledge of Sharon's past and fear for Lily's safety add urgency to her actions. As Tessa prepares to leave, tensions rise, and her resolve is seen as both a brave stand and a catalyst for conflict. The threat of Sharon's retaliation looms, adding a sense of imminent danger. Billy's quest for identity and power. Billy's proactive approach to seeking Jack's support highlights his refusal to remain passive. This alliance is a move to regain his professional footing and challenge Victor's dominance. The partnership between Jack and Billy, though tense, reflects their mutual ambition. Conclusion: the ever-evolving drama of Genoa City. As the sun sets, relationships in Genoa City continue to evolve. Tessa's struggle, Billy's pursuit of recognition, and Abby and Ashley's emotional journey contribute to the ongoing drama that defines this vibrant community. Young and the Restless, Y&R. Spoilers for Thursday, November 14 indicate some over-the-top moments in the land of Genoa City. One character draws a line in the sand, while another gets a rude awakening, and someone makes a shocking discovery. What kind of drama is set to unravel on Thursday? Time to dive right in. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Jill Abbott draws a line in the sand. Y&R spoilers for Thursday, November 14 reveal that Jill Abbott will draw a line in the sand when it comes to Billy Abbott. In fact, she'll go one step further and stand her ground. During the Wednesday, November 13 episode, fans found out that Jill decided to sell Abbott Chancellor to Victor Newman. Jill fired Billy in his office during the episode, and from the sounds of it, despite his pleas, as well as Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, it looks like she won't be going back on this decision. Will Billy use the "how could you do this to your son" card? If he does, it sounds like she still won't budge. Y&R spoilers, Sharon Newman's rude awakening. Y&R spoilers for Thursday, November 14 imply that Sharon Newman will get a rude awakening. Last fans saw Sharon, she was on a path to seemingly collide with Phyllis Summers, literally. Wednesday's episode saw both women driving in their cars before they seemingly crashed. It's hard to know whether or not their cars ended up smashing into each other or separately. Either way, it looks like Y&R viewers will learn more during Thursday's show. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Nick Newman is shocked. Lastly, Y&R spoilers for Thursday indicate that Nick Newman will make a shocking discovery. There's a very good chance Nick will stumble upon a very injured Phyllis, or both. Either way, Nick will get wrapped in the car crash drama, whether both of his exes wind up getting hurt, or only one does. What happens next? Fans will have to tune in to find out. Are you excited about Thursday's show? Join the conversation below. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily to catch all the drama in Genoa City, and visit SOS for the best Young and the Restless spoilers, updates, and news. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, November 14, 2024, are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Sharon Newman to get a rude awakening. Nick Newman makes a shocking discovery. Coming up on The Young and the Restless. Plus, Jill Abbott stands her ground with Billy Abbott. Keep reading to find out what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon Newman's rude awakening. Y&R spoilers for Thursday, November 14 reveal that Sharon will get a rude awakening. Fans watched in Wednesday's episode as Sharon couldn't find her phone. Meanwhile, someone was texting Phyllis Summers from Sharon's phone. It was someone who knew about Phyllis' confrontation with Sharon. Sharon claimed she was ready to confess and for Phyllis to come to the cabin. As Phyllis sped her way there, Sharon kept distracting her with multiple text messages. Then, both Phyllis and Sharon seemed to be facing a collision. Y&R spoilers, Phyllis Summers' danger. This collision could be a wake-up call for Sharon. On the other hand, it could also prompt hallucination, Cameron Kirsten to come up with a screwy solution. Cameron might urge Sharon to leave an injured Phyllis on the side of the road. Cameron could also suggest that Sharon hold Phyllis hostage. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Nick Newman's discovery. Over with Nick, the Young and the Restless spoilers state he will make a shocking discovery. This could be about Sharon and Slash or Phyllis crashes. At this point, I'm not sure if Phyllis and Sharon crashed into each other or if they were separate incidents. In any case, Nick will zoom to the hospital if he learns that there's been an accident with either woman. However, it seems that this storyline might go on a bit further. So Nick might realize that Sharon and Phyllis are both missing. Sharon can always cover by claiming she took Nick and Faith Newman's advice about going to Sedona. If Phyllis goes MIA, though, that could prompt some serious concerns. Y&R spoilers. Thursday, November 14, 2024. On Thursday, November 14, fans will also see Jill stand her ground with Billy. It is breaking Jill's heart to lose Chancellor and to upset Billy so much. At the same time, Jill has given Billy lots of opportunities to do things the right way. For someone like Billy, this loss could be catastrophic. While Jill thinks she has put out one fire, it could very well start a new one. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Thursday, November 14, 2024? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Young and the Restless spoilers recap for Thursday, November 14, reveals that Abby Newman Abbott and Devin Winters will make some sweet speeches about their love before exchanging rings and saying, "I do." Moments after Devin and Abby tie the knot, there will be a loud noise and a distant glow outside. Nick Newman will fear there's been an accident and will head out to investigate, so Summer Newman will offer to call Chancellor. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman will wake up confused in her car, which won't start. Once Sharon realizes she still doesn't have her phone, she'll wander over to where Phyllis Summers has crashed. Phyllis will be unconscious inside her burning vehicle, so Sharon will panic and ask herself what she's done. After Sharon rushes back to the cottage, she'll scream into a pillow and struggle to know what to do. A Nick hallucination will appear and try to convince Sharon that all this has gone too far. Although Sharon will argue that they don't even know what happened, she'll ultimately worry that she tried to get rid of Phyllis. Back with Nick, he'll realize Phyllis is stuck in her car and will yell at her to wake up. Chance will be on hand to help, but it'll be Nick who breaks out the window so they can get to Phyllis. Once Phyllis is dragged out of her vehicle, Nick will try to get her to open her eyes. Phyllis will be taken to the hospital via ambulance, so Nick will call Summer and alert her to the news. Despite the positive predictions Nick makes about Phyllis pulling through, he'll seem concerned deep down. Nick won't want Summer to be alone, so he'll urge her to go with Daniel Romalotti Jr. to Memorial. Chance will notice the tire tracks and determine that a second vehicle veered into Phyllis Lane before taking off. Nick will fume over the idea of someone doing this to Phyllis intentionally and fleeing the scene. Back at the cottage, Sharon will find her phone on the table and use it to call Nick. When Nick answers and says there's been an accident, Sharon will immediately ask if Phyllis is Oak. Nick will question how Sharon knew Phyllis was in the crash and will ask if Sharon was involved in this. Sharon will cry as she admits she needs to see Nick and will beg him to come to her place as soon as he can. Victor Newman will also get updates on Phyllis' ordeal, so he'll bring Nikki Newman up to speed. However, Victor won't want to ruin Abby and Devon's wedding memories, so he'll hold off on telling everyone else. After Jill Abbott admits to Billy Abbott that she's selling Chancellor to Victor, Billy will try to stop this. Victor will do some gloating before Jill continues her conversation with Billy in private. Jill will admit she's not sure Billy will ever be ready to run the company, but he'll warn that there's no coming back if she goes through with this. Later, Jill will tell Lily Winters about her decision and hint that even when she feels terrific, her test results say otherwise. Jill won't think she has the luxury of time to wait this out, so she'll want a clean break to cut out all the stress. Although Victoria Newman will grill Victor about the obvious Chancellor purchase, he'll refuse to talk business with her at the celebration. Audra Charles will also stir up some tension at the reception by taking some digs about marriage being archaic and a crock. After Diane Jenkins Abbott clashes with Jack Abbott and Kyle Abbott, Victor will decide Diane can run Glissade. That'll leave Diane wondering what the catch is. Victor will push Diane to fire Kyle herself, and he'll want her to do it tonight. If Diane can do that, then Victor will vow to have the contract waiting for Diane in the morning. Diane will suspect Victor doesn't think she has the nerve to go through with this. Nevertheless, Diane will drag Kyle away from his fellow guests to announce that she's taken control of Glissade, which leaves Kyle officially out. As Thursday's I and R episode concludes, Jordan will slip into a cheap motel room and tell Ian Ward that it's done, and that everything has gone exactly according to plan. Ian will smile as he exclaims over how wonderful that is. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Jordan and Ian's twisted partnership will bring even more curveballs, so stay tuned. CDL is where you want to be for Hot Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news, so make us your go-to Y and R source. For the Thursday, November 14 episode of The Young and the Restless, spoilers photos show there's no Phyllis in sight as Abby and Devon finish saying, "I do." These images preview some dramatic moments that you will not want to miss. Scenes from Genoa City. Abby and Devon stand in front of their friends and family as they say their vows. Dominic brings them the rings, and they exchange the tokens of their love as Tracy and Alan look on happily. Finally, it is time for Devon and Abby to kiss after they're declared married. It seems like shortly after, something happens that causes Nick to look very concerned. Kyle also notices even though Devon and Abby still seem unbothered in the background. Meanwhile, Summer is all dressed up, and she looks out the door concerned. Who is at the door? Is it Phyllis, or is it somebody letting Summer know that Phyllis was in an accident? Has Phyllis survived? Certainly, it looks as if Sharon survived whatever happened. She's at her home looking a little worried. Then, Nick shows up, but he's not in his wedding finery, so we can't tell if maybe he's in Sharon's mind as a hallucination or not. Possibly, Nick is in Sharon's mind. Did she do something to Phyllis? Check it all out in the slideshow below. After Jill's dramatic return to Genoa City, the atmosphere at Chancellor Winters turned electric with tension. Jill wasted no time in making her intentions clear. Lily was no longer welcome. In a high-stakes public meeting, Jill's piercing gaze locked onto Lily as she delivered the news that would shatter the young executive's carefully built world. "You're done here, Lily," Jill declared, her voice sharp and unwavering. The room fell into a stunned silence as Jill continued, her words laced with betrayal. "Your schemes, your selfish ambition, they end now. I won't allow this company, my legacy, to be torn apart by someone who puts herself above the family." Lily felt her breath catch, the humiliation stinging more deeply than she expected. The whispers around the room only fueled her shame. Hadn't she given everything to Chancellor Winters? Hadn't she sacrificed to lead? But beneath her indignation lay a truth she couldn't ignore. Her loyalty had always been to her own ambitions, not to the family. Jill's words cut to the bone, but it was the sudden slap, sharp and loaded with fury, that sealed Lily's fate. The physical blow resonated through the room, but it was the deeper sting of reality that knocked her off balance. Jill's message was clear. Privilege and respect were not entitlements, they were earned, and Lily had fallen short. In the days that followed, Lily's shame curdled into anger. Her isolation became a gnawing presence, reminding her of every bridge she had burned in her single-minded pursuit of power. Billy, once her confidant and partner, now stood as an obstacle, his trust shattered by the realization that he had been a pawn in her greater game. His betrayal was inevitable, but it stung all the same. With Jill firmly in control and Billy positioned against her, Lily found herself at a crossroads. Revenge simmered beneath the surface, but she knew she couldn't act alone. She needed an ally, someone with enough stake in Chancellor Winters to turn the tides, yet vulnerable enough to sway. Her thoughts turned to Devon. Their relationship had always been tangled, caught between shared blood and clashing visions for the company. Devon had grievances of his own, ones that Lily could exploit if she played her cards right. She approached him cautiously, testing the waters with subtle hints. "It's ironic, isn't it?" she murmured one evening, her voice soft with implication. "We both deserve more than being pushed to the sidelines. Jill's keeping us from what's rightfully ours." Devon's eyes narrowed, conflicted. He knew Jill's leadership was formidable, but there was a kernel of discontent Lily could nurture. But Devon was no fool. His loyalty, though wavering, held firm to a moral compass that Lily would have to shake. Persuasion alone wouldn't suffice. She needed leverage, a secret powerful enough to tip the balance in her favor. As Lily laid the groundwork for her plan, she watched and waited, keenly aware that one misstep could end her aspirations for good. Yet the lure of power and vindication pushed her forward. With each passing day, the question lingered: would Devon join her in taking down Jill and Billy, or would Lily be forced to wage this war alone? The stage was set, the players were in motion, and Lily's determination burned brighter than ever. The battle for Chancellor Winters was only beginning, and this time, Lily was prepared to do whatever it took to claim victory. But at what cost? Now this is something we didn't expect to hear about towards the end of the year. The Young and the Restless shocker, Melissa Ordway taken off the show. There are new reports that say the young and the restless actress Melissa Ordway, who is best known for her role as Abby Newman on the hit CBS soap, has been taken off contract. Talk about a surprising move, right? Keep reading below for everything you need to know. In her Instagram stories, Melissa revealed that she had cut her hair because she's trying on a new look for future editions. In other words, it sounds like her time in Genoa City has come up. Melissa put it this way: "Honestly, it's been an interesting couple of months. The show decided to take me off contract, so I decided to change my look up a bit for auditions." She continued, "Definitely not something I wanted, but I love my Wera family and appreciate any time they ask me back." Of course, the internet certainly did have a lot to say about the matter. Some had even commented with, "What? Pretty shocking. Let's face it, Mel lacks the emotional theft needed to play the role, and her line delivery sounds like she's from the Valley. I never believed this Abby would have been able to successfully sue her father for billions." The Young and the Restless shocker. What's next for Melissa Ordway? Another fan wrote, "Why did they center the 13,000 episode around this couple then? They've written horribly for an Abbott/Newman character." And then there was this comment as well: "Oh wow, Abby and Devon just got married, maybe they both will be of the show by the writers writing that they are moving. They water Abby down so much that she now uninteresting, and then take the actor off contract. Abby should be a messy character driving story like she used to be." So far, Melissa Ordway has not made any additional comments about the matter just yet. Let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comments section below. Also, come back right here for all the latest news and spoilers on your favorite daytime television shows, including General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, The Young and the Restless, and The Bold and the Beautiful. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Melissa Ordway recently did a Q&A with fans through her Instagram stories. That led to some news about Ordway's status on the show, so let's discuss what she confirmed. If you follow Ordway on social media, you probably know by now that she recently changed up her look with a short hairdo. Of course, viewers haven't seen Ordway's new haircut on screen yet, but she said Abby would be sporting it when she got back from her honeymoon with Devin Winters. When asked about the reason for the fresh look, Ordway admitted it was because she knew she'd be going out on auditions. It turns out Y&R took Ordway off contract, so she was hoping to score more roles away from the show with this mini makeover. Honestly, it's been an interesting couple of months, Ordway said. The show decided to take me off contract, so I decided to change up my look a bit for auditions. In case you thought it might have been Melissa Ordway's choice to become a recurring player, she offered confirmation that it wasn't. Ordway would have preferred to keep her contract status, but she's staying positive and respectful about the whole situation. Definitely not something I wanted, but I love and respect my Y&R family and appreciate any time they ask me back, Ordway said before adding a heart emoji. Some fans immediately started panicking at the thought of Ordway possibly leaving the show, but she clarified that she simply doesn't get guaranteed a set number of episodes anymore. Now Ordway is free to work on other projects, but she's still playing Abby and will be seen in Genoa City whenever the show wants her. Ordway suggested that they're focusing on other characters and storylines at the moment. But I work today and lots of fun stuff coming up, Ordway said in her Instagram stories on November 13. Bottom line, cast cuts like this one allow the show to save money when they don't use certain players all the time. Since Melissa Ordway is willing to stick around in a recurring capacity, there's no reason to think Y&R plans to write her out. That's especially true now that Abby and Devin are kicking off a new chapter as a married couple. Abby will presumably just be busy working and enjoying that bliss off-screen most of the time. The Young and the Restless spoilers say there could be other cast changes brewing, so we'll pass along more predictions along with any comings and goings updates. CDL's where you want to be for the hottest Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news, so stop by often. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that the show is taking advantage of a great opportunity by giving Jordan the perfect partner in crime. We all knew it was just a matter of time until Jordan unleashed more chaos, and based on confirmation in the November 14 episode, she's indeed back and in cahoots with Ian Ward. Earlier this year, CDL suggested that Jordan and Ian would be the ideal scheming partners. There's no denying that Ian and Jordan want revenge on a lot of the same people, so it's easy to see why Y&R would go for this angle. Ian was always a master of getting out of the slammer, so maybe he heard the news about Jordan's vengeful Newman plots and got impressed. Perhaps Ian helped Jordan escape despite Victor Newman's efforts to keep her locked in a maximum security prison. In exchange for her freedom, Jordan certainly would have been willing to do Ian's dirty work, especially if it brought pain upon the Newmans and those connected to them. Of course, it's also possible that a romance developed along the way, which would give Jordan another reason to please Ian in this alliance. Whatever the case, Jordan may have killed Heather Stevens for Ian that night, while Sharon Newman was blacked out. It was once believed that Dylan McAvoy was Ian's child with Nikki Newman, so Ian was robbed of a son when it turned out Dylan belonged to Paul Williams. Ian might have decided to rob Paul of a daughter and even the score. Plus, Paul made sure Ian was arrested for his crimes, so there were good reasons for Ian to retaliate. Ian also raised Maria Copeland in a cult and drugged her into a sham marriage, so he may be messing with Sharon now for putting her daughter on the right path without him. Ian has a tense history with Phyllis as well, not to mention Phyllis basically involved herself in all this through her fixation on Sharon's guilt. Sharon and Phyllis are very intertwined with the Newman clan through Nick Newman and their children, so hurting them would be fine by Jordan. Jordan is apparently the one who ran Phyllis off the road and was likely the real culprit behind Heather's demise. This storyline seems a bit convoluted, but it all boils down to Jordan and Ian having mutual enemies they want to destroy. Between that and their joint desire for villainous chaos in general, it makes sense for Ian and Jordan to team up. Our predictions point to plenty of twists and turns now that Ian's partnership with Jordan has been revealed, so stay tuned for updates on all the mayhem ahead. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Jordan and Ian still have plenty of tricks to pull, so stay tuned. Melissa Ordway revealed that she's off contract at The Young and the Restless as Abby. The news comes the same day that Abby married Devon to mark the 13,000th episode of Y&R. Changes. Recently, Ordway got a significant haircut, and she debuted it a bit ago. During an Ask Me Anything on her Instagram stories today, Y&R viewers asked when the new hair would show up in Genoa City. Ordway said that Abby would have a haircut when she and Devon, Brayton James, returned from their honeymoon. In a follow-up question, someone asked what made Ordway choose to make such a dramatic change in her look. Honestly, it's been an interesting couple of months, Ordway replied. The show decided to take me off contract, so I decided to change up my look a bit for auditions. Definitely not something I wanted, but I love and respect my Y&R family and appreciate any time they ask me back, she finished. In a later story, Ordway noted that she'd portrayed Abby on Y&R for 11.5 years. When a fan wanted to know what off-contract meant, Ordway explained the situation. I'm still playing Abby. I'm just not guaranteed work and can work on other projects. I'm still part of the Y&R family, and I pray that they continue to let Abby be part of things in Genoa City. Trust me, I hope I'm still there all the time. I think they're just focusing on other characters and storylines. But I work today, and lots of fun stuff coming up. So far, there's no word on what, if anything, this means for Brayton James, whose Devon is Abby's new husband. A whole new Abby. Ordway took over the role of Abby, who was previously portrayed by Emma Reilyn, on April 16, 2013. Reilyn played Victor and Ashley's daughter from 2010 to 2013. Before that, Haley Aaron, who now portrays Claire, had been Abby from 2008 to 2010. The Young and the Restless. Michael's search for redemption and the alliance with Jack. After being abruptly dismissed by Victor Newman, Michael Baldwin finds himself adrift, struggling to regain his footing. His pride stung and his career in jeopardy, Michael's initial hope was for reconciliation, a chance to earn back Victor's trust and loyalty. But as time passed, it became clear that Victor had moved on, leaving Michael behind without a second thought. The sting of Victor's dismissal gnaws at Michael, especially given the sacrifices he's made over the years. Fueled by a mix of resentment and ambition, he decides to pivot his loyalty in a new direction. If Victor won't have him, then maybe his longtime rival, Jack Abbott, would. Driven by a mix of pride and pragmatism, Michael reaches out to Jack, proposing to become his personal attorney, a role that would allow him to bring his sharp legal mind and wealth of insider knowledge to the Abbott side of Genoa City's power struggles. Jack's opportunity. Welcoming Michael's talent and strategic edge. Jack Abbott, CEO of Jabot Cosmetics and one of Victor's most long-standing rivals, sees potential in Michael's proposal. Jack has always been strategic in his approach to both business and loyalty. While he's known for giving people second chances, he's also been cautious about whom he trusts. Michael, with his intelligence, legal prowess, and long-standing connection to Victor, could prove to be a valuable asset, one that might even give Jack an edge in his dealings with the Newman family. Jack has always valued loyalty, and he's cultivated a reputation as a fair and respectful leader who offers opportunities to those who prove themselves. For Jack, Michael's arrival couldn't come at a better time. Abbott is expanding, and with Victor's influence looming ever large over Genoa City, having Michael's legal expertise, and perhaps a few secrets from Newman Enterprises, would strengthen Jack's position. With a handshake, Jack welcomes Michael into the fold, marking the beginning of an alliance that could shift the balance of power in Genoa City. The combination of Jack's leadership and Michael's cunning promises to be formidable, especially with the knowledge Michael possesses about Victor's operations. Michael's dilemma: trading secrets for trust. As Michael settles into his new role, he's confronted by a moral quandary. He knows that Jack, while welcoming and trusting, will inevitably have questions about Victor's inner workings. As Victor's former lawyer, Michael holds sensitive information, secrets that, if revealed, could destabilize Newman Enterprises and undermine Victor's empire. Michael recognizes the value of these secrets, but he also understands the potential fallout from using them. Betraying Victor to this extent could cement his alliance with Jack, but it would also sever any remaining ties with the Newmans forever. The temptation is powerful. Jack, eager to gain leverage over Victor, subtly hints that Michael's insider knowledge could be invaluable in leveling the playing field. Michael, Jack says one day, leaning forward with a conspiratorial glint in his eye, "We both know Victor's not invincible. Any insight you could offer would be a game changer for Abbott." Michael, however, knows he must tread carefully. Using Victor's secrets as leverage could backfire. If word ever reached Newman Enterprises, Victor's wrath would be swift and unyielding. Michael is well aware that any betrayal would make him a marked man, but at the same time, he's hungry for Jack's trust and determined to prove his loyalty to his new employer. The rising alliance, Jack and Michael's strategic partnership. Despite the tension, the partnership between Jack and Michael quickly proves advantageous for both. Michael's keen legal insights and extensive knowledge of corporate strategy give Jack the upper hand in negotiations and protect Abbott from potential legal pitfalls. In turn, Jack rewards Michael's loyalty with trust and respect, offering him a role that allows him to shape Abbott's future in meaningful ways. The duo's combined influence becomes evident as Abbott's success grows, drawing attention from Genoa City's business elite. Jack and Michael quickly establish themselves as a power duo, feared and respected by their rivals. Their partnership is marked by a mutual understanding. Jack values Michael's brilliance, and Michael appreciates Jack's willingness to provide him a fresh start and an opportunity to prove himself. But as their alliance strengthens, so does the pressure on Michael to deliver more than just legal expertise. Jack's subtle hints about Victor's secrets become less subtle, and Michael begins to sense that his loyalty will eventually be tested. The question is not whether Jack wants Victor's secrets, it's whether Michael will provide them when the moment arrives. In the tangled and unpredictable lives of Genoa City's residents, long-standing rivalries often escalate into moments of danger and drama. The latest chapter in The Young and the Restless has delivered just that, as Sharon and Phyllis, two fierce rivals with a shared history of animosity, find themselves entangled in a car accident that blurs the line between fate and intention. What seemed like an unfortunate accident has now raised suspicions. Was this a tragic twist of fate, or did one of them orchestrate it with deadly intent? The crash, accident, or intentional sabotage? The accident occurred under mysterious circumstances. Sharon, driving at a dangerously high speed, collided with Phyllis in what could easily be seen as an act of reckless impulse, or perhaps calculated revenge. Both women have had their fair share of conflict and resentment, and their rivalry is no secret to anyone in Genoa City. In the moments before the crash, Sharon allegedly told Phyllis, "One of us has to go," a chilling statement that now haunts those left behind. For the police, determining who is at fault has become an impossible task. Both Sharon and Phyllis have enough motive and opportunity to have instigated this collision. The lack of clear evidence leaves room for rampant speculation, fueling the rumors that one of them deliberately tried to end the other's life. Nick's torn allegiances. As the accident's repercussions ripple through Genoa City, Nick finds himself at the center of an emotional storm. Both Sharon and Phyllis are significant figures in his life, two women he has loved deeply, each representing a unique chapter of his past. Yet in this moment of crisis, Nick's heart pulls him toward Sharon, the woman he has recently rekindled feelings for. When the crash occurred, it was Nick who took Sharon to the hospital, ensuring she received immediate medical attention. Phyllis, however, was left behind, a decision that speaks volumes about Nick's current priorities and loyalties. For Nick, this is a harsh reality as he faces the potential loss of one or even both of these women. His focus on Sharon reveals the depth of his feelings, but it also leaves Phyllis in a vulnerable position. This choice will undoubtedly impact his relationships with both women, raising questions about where his heart truly lies. The emotional toll on Sharon's family. As Sharon's family gathers at the hospital, the weight of the accident begins to settle in. Nick, Mariah, Faith, and even Chance stand by her side, each grappling with their own fears and emotions. Sharon has been through countless trials, and her loved ones worry about the impact this latest trauma will have on her already fragile mental state. The accident has not only left physical scars, but has also reopened psychological wounds, casting a shadow over her recovery. Maria and Faith, Sharon's children, are particularly affected. They've seen their mother endure hardship after hardship, and this accident only compounds their worry. Faith especially struggles with guilt, wondering if she could have somehow prevented the crash or been there to support her mother sooner. Chance, too, feels a sense of responsibility, his protective instincts flaring as he vows to stand by Sharon in her time of need. Phyllis's fate and rising accusations. While Sharon receives the support of her family, Phyllis's future remains uncertain. As rumors circulate about the accident, suspicions grow that Phyllis may have been the one to provoke the collision. Her history with Sharon, marked by moments of manipulation and revenge, casts a long shadow. Many in Genoa City suspect that Phyllis, desperate for control and consumed by past grievances, might have orchestrated the crash in a twisted attempt at vengeance. These accusations place Phyllis in a precarious position, with the town's opinion increasingly turning against her. The narrative that she deliberately targeted Sharon gains traction, and even those closest to her begin to question her motives. As Phyllis battles both physical recovery and public perception, she finds herself isolated, forced to confront the consequences of a reputation built on scheming and rivalry. Caught between two women he cares deeply for, Nick faces an internal struggle of his own. His choice to prioritize Sharon has already sent a clear message, but he cannot escape the lingering bond he shares with Phyllis. Nick's love for Sharon is rekindling, yet memories of his time with Phyllis pull him in the opposite direction. This emotional tug-of-war leaves Nick vulnerable as he navigates his feelings amidst the chaos of the accident. Moving forward, a path to healing or further destruction? As Sharon and Phyllis recover from the accident, the question remains, can either woman emerge unscathed? For Sharon, this ordeal represents yet another challenge in her tumultuous life. The emotional scars left by the accusations and suspicions are likely to deepen her struggles with self-doubt and guilt. She must navigate the complexities of being viewed as both a victim and a potential aggressor, a duality that threatens to unravel her. Phyllis, on the other hand, faces an uphill battle to restore her reputation and clear her name. Known for her tenacity and resilience, she is not one to back down. Yet the weight of public opinion and the strain of her injuries leave her vulnerable, perhaps more than she has ever been. The accident has forced Phyllis to confront the reality of her actions and the toll her schemes have taken on those around her. A community divided, the impact of Sharon and Phyllis' accident extends beyond the individuals involved, touching everyone in their orbit. For Nick, the emotional turmoil is a painful reminder of the precarious nature of love and loyalty. For Sharon's family, the incident reinforces their fears and concerns for her well-being, drawing them closer together in a shared desire to protect her. And for the residents of Genoa City, the incident serves as a stark illustration of how easily lives can be disrupted by unchecked rivalry and resentment. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal Sharon Newman snuck into Phyllis Summers' hotel room. While fans haven't seen what Sharon is doing in there, she gave a clue to Nick Newman. Sharon suggested Chance Chancellor be warned about Phyllis possibly fabricating evidence. Is that what Sharon is doing? Planting some kind of proof to get Phyllis arrested or sent to the loony bin? Keep reading and let's talk about the possibilities. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Phyllis Summers' gut instincts. Y&R spoilers reveal that fans aren't really sure who really killed Heather Stevens. It seems like it was Sharon. However, Heather was alive when Sharon passed out, then dead when hallucination Cameron Kirsten woke up the unhinged therapist. So, until this storyline is resolved, the truth could be anything. In the meantime, Phyllis is convinced that Sharon killed Heather. Sharon certainly is looking guilty. Sharon got rid of the body, cleaned up the blood, and planted evidence, which led to Daniel Rumalotti Jr.'s arrest. Y&R spoilers. Nick Newman's warning. Phyllis has been trying to pressure and push Sharon into confessing. After a recent confrontation, Sharon suggested to Nick that she alert Chance to Phyllis possibly fabricating evidence. Nick told Sharon that wasn't a good idea. Sharon ended up making another bold move, though. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon Newman's skewed solution. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that after the chat with Nick, Sharon snuck into Phyllis' hotel room. Clearly, Sharon is coming up with a solution to her Phyllis problem. Based on her recent suggestion to Nick, Sharon might plant fake proof that Phyllis is trying to fabricate evidence. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Chance Chancellor's arrest. It seems that Phyllis might end up getting herself arrested. Although Phyllis is right on the money about Sharon, she's also not putting on a very stable front. With most of Genoa City divided about Phyllis and Sharon, Summer Newman's prediction could be right. Will Phyllis' plan backfire? Could Phyllis end up being arrested or sent to the psych ward? The only person who seems to be firmly in Phyllis' corner right now is her enemy, Christine Blair, Laura Lee Bell. Christine thinks that Phyllis might be right about Sharon. So if Phyllis gets arrested or sent to the mental hospital, will it be Christine who gets her out? Sharon is only targeting Phyllis because she's making it known she's onto her. Christine is a heck of a lot more discreet, so Sharon might not even see her coming. Share your thoughts in the comment section below.